Okay, Colleen, we are talking about divorce and separation and what you do when it comes to that with the home. So you are giving us some great advice this morning. We're running through some tips. The next tip you give us is communicate openly.
So there is a lot of tension, and we hope that sometimes it doesn't have to be tension-filled, yet there needs to be a lot of communication between the two partners and the realtor as to what's going on.
Okay.
Now, understand, just like lawyers, we appreciate and will respect your privacy because we are under the same type of rules in the fact that what two partners communicate to each other and to me, that is very private.
Right.
So you need to communicate openly as to who gets what and how is it going to be divided.
Okay.
The other thing that we talked about just off air, another thing is there are also fur babies involved,
yes,
not
absolutely.
just the children, right? And this is difficult. My parents divorced. It was not a pretty thing at all. And we need to communicate as how this is going to transpire. Communicate to the kids. Who's going to get the fur babies? How are we going to do that?
Okay.
And so there's a lot of moving parts, and there needs to be, even though it's difficult, we need open communication as to how this will be divided.
Okay. Another point you say is divide proceeds fairly.
So
that goes along with this
That goes along with this. So is it, are the fur babies visiting both houses?
Right.
Are we getting the lawyer involved? And depending on the age of the kids, you know, are they visiting once a week, twice a week, that kind of thing? Also, divide the fairly. You know, it's not a time to, and I see it too often where, you know, I really want my grandmother's rocking chair, and that means a lot because it's been in our family for, you know, on this side of the family. Well, then maybe she gets the rocking chair and you get the rug or the
yes, absolutely.
you know, the stereo system. But you need to divide everything fairly, and it's not a time to say, I'm going to hold this from you.
Okay, some really good advice. Okay, next you say stay objective.
Stay objective. It is not helpful for anyone in this position to get into even in their own way. If you stay objective and saying, look, it didn't work out, my realtor's there to help, my lawyer's there to help, and it's not a time to increase the tension. And that's what I find, you know, really good realtors, we stay objective in the fact that it is not time to pick sides.
Right.
It is a time to say, this is how we are going to split the proceeds. This is how we are going to deal with the children, with the fur babies, and everything else. Because if you're not objective, the tension gets higher.
Yeah.
And then it gets just a little bit dirtier.
Okay, next you say consider temporary arrangements.
So this is something that I think is very helpful.
Yeah.
You know, find out, you know, is someone going to maybe decide to move in with mom and dad or a friend, or even just get a rental until the proceeds are divided and figure out plan A, plan B. But sometimes if the tension in the home is difficult, temporary arrangements might be really good. Even as well, I've had some people going, we're both moving out of the house.
Okay.
And we're just going to sell the home, stage it, everything else, and make it easier, and possibly even the sale being faster.
Perfect.
Because you're not cleaning up after the kids.
Absolutely.
And babies.
Thank you so much for joining us today,
very
Colleen.
welcome.
Of course, if you want to get a hold of Colleen or TrinityStone Realty, you can do so. You can call Colleen at 613-417-3599. You can also visit their website at trinitystonerealty.com.